So welcome to a quick update on the Avensis. You may remember when we got this car, Paul promised it had working aircon.
Wood, leather, working aircon, tilt and slide glass roof and air conditioning. Automatic, cold air conditioning, all you need.
Well, I can safely say that on one of the hottest days of the year, it doesn't. But that's not my biggest concern. The big issue is the tracking. This car basically wants to pull you into the hedge, a wall, or someone's front garden. We really need to get that sorted out. So I'm on my way to the tyre centre now to hopefully get things sorted.
Before we get started, courtesy of our friends at Teng Tools, you can win this 44-piece half-inch socket set worth over £370. Entries close on the 31st of August, so click the link in the description to enter, and good luck.
To assess our car's geometry, we're having it checked on a fancy 4-wheel laser alignment machine, so on goes the necessary hardware. The steering wheel is also centred before any adjustment takes place. Initial measurements showed that our car was not too bad, but slightly out of tolerance. We had feared something might be amiss under the car, but everything looks okay at the rear, and it's a similar story at the front end. Happy with everything, the technician adjusts the tracking at the front to get everything back in tolerance. Amazingly, nothing was seized, so the adjustments were straightforward. We thank you, Avensis, and that's looking much better. Not perfect, but well within tolerance. In any case, the alignment was never so far out as to explain the violent pull to the left, so we checked the front tyres next. That is absolutely appalling, isn't it? Clearly some fresh rubber was in order, so we went for a pair of Falcons to replace the old tyres, which were cheap budget items. The old tyres weren't very old, but as you can see, they were completely out of shape. There really is more to a tyre's health than just tread depth. We were around £180 lighter for this work, but it was money well spent. You can't put a price on safety. And this is the first time I've had to get on the open road, and yeah, let go and things are much better. So it wasn't exactly a 2-minute job, but it's made no end of difference to this car. I now feel confident driving at a long distance, so maybe it might be time to smarten it up a little bit as well. So that's the next job. So the two main cosmetic jobs I want to tackle on the Avensis are the unsightly bumpers. As you can see, this one's had quite a bad repair. It's been painted over and there was obviously some damage here. And I'd also like to replace this headlight, which has a hole in it. But we'll start with the bumpers first. Now to do this, I'm gonna have to try and chip away this coat of paint that someone's put on, but it does look like it extends right around the bumper, so that might be trickier than it looks. And then using this handy bumper repair kit, I'll hopefully fill this area here and then be able to smooth it out and give it a coat of paint. So after rubbing it down with the wet and dry, just give it a quick going over with a Scotch pad. This is a coarse one, but I'll use a fine one as well. You can see that someone's already got here before me, but hopefully I can improve things. Quick wipe over with a solvent wipe. Looking better already. Hopefully you can hear me over the biblical rain that's just started outside, but we've mixed up our little sachet of bumper filler with the hardener, and now I've got to apply it to the bumper. And I don't like doing filler because I always make a mess of it, so let's see if I can do this neatly. So I've left the filler to dry for about half an hour, just quickly gone over it with sandpaper, realised I didn't have a sanding block. I'm improvising with a piece of wood and some wet and dry paper, and now I'm just going to use this to shape this as best I can. I did say it wasn't a concours car. There'll probably be a few depressions that I'll need to put a second coat of filler in. The bumper's now filled, put a few applications in, smoothed it off until I'm happy with it, then a little bit more, smoothed it off till I was happy with it, and now we're approaching the right shape. It's never going to be perfect because the bumper wasn't perfect to start with, but now it's ready for a little bit of primer. Masked everything up using top quality classic car newspaper. Just going to put a little bit of primer on this area, ready for top coats. Just a few quick coats. With our primer dry, I'm just going to get a tack cloth just to get rid of any contaminants or dust or anything like that. And so here is our bumper paint, flexible vinyl paint, dark grey, bought for me by Paul Wager. Right, wish me luck. Just got the door open just to make sure it's nice and ventilated in here. Light coats, just to build up the colour. Well, it's fair to say that that didn't really go to plan. The dark grey is quite a light grey, and in some areas almost brown. I've been back and I've bought some black instead, which is really the only other option available to me, and hopefully that will look better. Now, fortunately, the back proved to be a lot more straightforward than the front, with no filling required. It was just a quick rub down and a coat of paint. There's a few little ripples in it, but the black covers up a multitude of sins, and now it can be unmasked, and so can the front. So our bumper is all painted and looking much better, but we still need to replace this headlight, which has some damage here, some kind of bullet hole. So I've got a second-hand unit, so I just need to get this one out. Now, there's a couple of fixings in the top here, which I've already taken out. There's one here, I'll just wind out from there. And the other one, or the only one I can see, is concealed behind this indicator unit, which I've already removed. Not the easiest thing to get out of the way, but it does give you access. So with a bit of contortion, the headlight unit is now free from the car. So I've just got to disconnect the wiring. And there we go. One headlight ready to be replaced. Just thought I'd quickly try the lights before I put the headlight back in, just to check all the bulbs are working. Found I had a dodgy side light bulb, so I've just swapped that over and now that's working. Refitting is the reversal of removal, as they say. So I've just got to put two fixings in the top, put this trim piece back at the bottom with the fixing on either side, and then put the indicators back in. Right, okay, so indicators back in, trim's back on, all the wiring's in, the grill's back on. Just going to go and test if they work, just one final time. We should be good. We may need to adjust the beam alignment, but we'll get our local garage to sort that. All looks good to me, so happy days. So it's been a long, tough day, but I think you'll agree the Avensis is looking a lot better now that the bumper's been done, front and rear, and this headlight's been replaced. I think we've improved the car no end, so let us know what you think.